When we talk about the early signs and symptoms of blood disorders, they are usually non-specific, and these symptoms can be ignored by a lot of people in the early stages. When we talk about non-specific symptoms, we are talking about weakness, we are talking about feeling tired, which can indicate a low hemoglobin. Apart from that, certain symptoms which tend to be ignored are fever. People tend to ignore weight loss in today's fast-paced world, and even bruising. If you have a bruise in your body, people think I probably hit my hand or hit my leg somewhere and that's why I have a bruise. So these are certain signs and symptoms which can indicate that somebody is suffering from a blood disorder. When should a person consult a hematologist and not a general physician? As a rule of thumb, a general physician is the first point of contact for most patients because the referral system or the referral process works that way. It is better to always consult a general physician, and after assessing the patient, the general physician does the referral to the concerned specialist, which in case is the hematologist. But there are certain diseases for which it is better off to consult a hematologist rather than a general physician, and these are diseases which come purely under the purview of hematology, like aplastic anemia, like sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, acute leukemia, multiple myeloma, and lymphoma. So these are certain diseases in which it is better to consult a hematologist directly without consulting a physician. Causes of recurrent anemia in an individual. So anemia is a symptom or a sign of a disease, and it is important to identify the cause of anemia. If we do not identify the cause of anemia, the anemia is going to be recurrent. Causes of recurrent anemia would be recurrent blood loss. If somebody has an ulcer in the stomach which is bleeding repeatedly, even if we correct the hemoglobin once, because of recurrent blood loss, the patient can develop a drop in hemoglobin later on. Apart from that, there are certain diseases which interfere with iron absorption, like celiac disease. So even if you give the patient a shot of iron injection, if you do not treat the patient repeatedly with iron injections, after a few months he is again going to develop iron deficiency anemia. So recurrent iron deficiency anemia is caused by blood loss which has not been identified, and also by a disease called celiac disease. Apart from that, we have certain hereditary diseases like sickle cell anemia and thalassemia, in which even if we correct the anemia once, the anemia tends to be a recurring process. So coming to the commonly asked question is, can diet affect blood health? Can it cause blood disorders? Yes, diet can affect blood health and it can cause blood disorders. Anemia tends to be nutritional. The commonest cause of anemia is nutritional anemia. If you are not taking a diet which is adequate in nutrients and which is not rich in green leafy vegetables, having poor source of iron or B12 or folic acid, you can have poor blood health, or in other words, you can have a low hemoglobin or anemia. Apart from that, stress can contribute in indirect ways to low hemoglobin, but there is no direct role as such. Coming to lifestyle, fast-paced lifestyle where we are always on the move, not eating well, dieting. Sometimes we do fad diets. We do diets in which they say, ye nahi lena, wo nahi lena, carbohydrate nahi lena, ye nahi lena, in which we exclude entire food groups. So such unhealthy diets can also cause anemia. They can mess up with your blood reports. So diet and lifestyle has a certain role to play in blood health and in the development of anemia. But then we have a whole lot of other causes which can cause anemia.